Welcome back, MechWarriors. I'm your Skit Good Funks, and I hope you're not... Wait, what was I gonna say? I hope you're not tired of the Rifleman. Man, I'm like ruining my intro right off the... I psyched myself up thinking like what I'm gonna say, and then like it just doesn't matter. Just as I was saying, I hope you're not tired of the Rifleman, because here comes yet another variation of it, a hero variant. This is the Rifleman-DB, which turns out it doesn't stand for douchebag. It stands for the Dao Breaker, and that's what we are going to be giving a shot. Alrighty, so the Dao Breaker is actually a completely ordinary rifleman. I don't think there is a single thing different about it aside from its distinctive color scheme. That means I need to be a little careful when piloting it, because as you know, the Rifleman is a precarious mech, to say the least. You know, it's got the heat problems, it's got armor problems, it's got ammo problems. It's just a mech that tries to do a lot with a 60-ton frame, and basically the success of the model is relying on tactical positioning, where the mech can, hide in the background. Now, don't worry, if you're a little tired of seeing our dear friend the Rifleman, don't worry, I'm going to design this one to be quite a bit different than the other Riflemans we have designed. The other ones, have stayed fairly true to the mech design. This one is not. I'm just going to do whatever I want, and I already have a design in mind, so it's going to be quite different. I believe it will be quite effective, because although the design is different, it's going to share a design similar to another mech that I like quite a bit. See that we're already having a lot of heat troubles here. And as much as I want to slam the AC5s, I am going to do it. I am going to start slamming the AC5s on them, because these weapons, they stay pretty cool. We got to watch out the ammo. Like, I've already shot through close to probably about 40% of my ammo, so it's just the mech that... The weaknesses of the mech, they will creep up on you faster than you can say creep up on you, or something. Just pretend I said something like really profound and clever and witty, and type in LOL in the comments section, because like Fox is like super funny and stuff. Like you guys never would have came up with that kind of a creative joke, and this guy, I'm about to say I better take you out. Oh god, they're landing them right on top of me. I'm trying to stay in the back ranks. You need to, what are they going to drop off? I think I got a fairly clear shot. Oh my god, 3 assault mechs? What is this? What? Focus fire, one at a time, boys. One at a time. We got range on them, a bunch of Victors. We gotta try to mow these. We're going like maximum fire rate. I don't care if I run out of ammo. Well, these guys are worth running out of ammo against. Oh my god, please get out of the way. Come on, we got it. Okay, focus fire. Next one. Hey, wait, what am I doing? Let's go for the arm. It's a Victor, after all. If we take out the arm, it loses most of its firepower. Actually, the torso's almost down. If the torso goes down, the arm falls right off. Okay, unfortunately, the angle isn't too... Okay, that one's down. Well, not down, but the AC-20 is destroyed. Going through his arm. Ammo's low, but that's perfectly fine. I think we can all agree that it is worth it. All right, so these mechs have been severely crippled. Big time weakness of the Victor. Even like in MechWarrior 4, the Victor makes a return, and it uses a Gauss rifle instead of an AC-20, but it's still susceptible to the same issue of the weapons it's all in the torso. So, I guess we disabled all his weapons. Like I was expecting a slightly more epic kaboomaroon there. Let me see how did you guys fare there? So it looks like the Valkyries champion is doing okay. Look at this, our little allied champion is still in the fight. Looks like the Blackjack is doing good, and looks like the heavy baby Scylla took a bit of heat, but everyone is still kicking very good. I could have got that was almost a full assault lance. Oh, big bummer. I have the 21 salvage shares. I just wasn't... I knew we would fight bigger targets because that was a drop weight 230 mission, but I was really thinking that we would be able to salvage a mech, more than 0 mechs, but apparently it just wasn't in the cards. Alright boys, welcome back to the system of Cashzilla, where we are going to take a look at the Dao Breaker. So here's what the color scheme looks like. It's got this kind of like deep blue with a green that, to me, it resembles like vines. Looks like there's vines growing all around it. There's a CM here, and you could find another one. There's a CM right there, there's a CM right here, and I'll have to double check, but I believe this is a apocryphal mech, it is part of the Capellan Mafia, I think. As far as the design goes, we see over here it has the standard 240 armor, which, as I said, is precarious, which is why if you see a rifleman, you should always prioritize attacking it. It's got the 64.8 kilometers running speed, nothing different there. And then the weaponry is exactly the same as a standard Rifleman. So the Rifleman-DB, the Dao Breaker, is no different at all from a typical Rifleman. There's nothing special about it. We've got the standard AC-5 burst fire in both of the arms, supplied by only a single ton of ammo in the center torso, which basically means each one has 40 rounds, which is why it's so easy to go through it. And then its heat problems are emphasized by having 2 large lasers in each arm, 2 medium lasers in both of the side torsos, and only a single heatsink to pretend like it's going to do anything about that. I don't always remember to show you the hard points, so I will try my best to remember, but it's the same. 2 medium ballistic, 2 large energy, 2 medium energy. And let me go ahead and get modifying, though, because we're taking this mech in a very different direction. And here we are, the new redesigned Rifleman Dao Breaker. Deviates quite a bit from the original. That said, it actually, as I said, it is similar to another mech that I like, and that mech would be the Catapult K2, which is the Draconis Combine's take on the Catapult. It uses a pair of PPCs instead of missile racks, and that's exactly what ours is going to go for. I really wanted to put on, we have this really nasty T-Guard and Donald. These names are really big too, because T-Guard was the PPC used in the Star League, the 80-ton Thug, and then the Hatamoto Chi, which was basically a sort of an attempt to bring the Thug back. They couldn't get T-Guard PPCs, which were like top of the line, so they had to use Donalds. And when I say you had to use Donalds, I mean, you're still happy to use them. They're still extremely high quality. That said, we're using the kind of like standard everyday, the tier 1 Cruise PPCs. That said, our 2 PPC, why didn't I use these? It's because their firing rates aren't the same. And yes, it bothers me that much if the firing rates are not exactly the same. I mean, like, if you guys, I probably would just say throw on the good ones, but I can't do it. If they're not the same, it bothers me too much. So we got 2 machine guns and 2 flamers. And because we've reduced the weight by so much, because going from the we have 1 ton of machine gun ammo for the 2 machine guns, that allows us to go up to 400 armor, which means this mech is very, very, very resilient, and we are cooled down. Well, cooled is like a regular relative term. Let's say put the cool in quotation marks. We are cooled down by 7 heat sinks. 7 is not enough for 2 PPCs. It is, I mean, it'll keep us shooting, but typically I like to have about 6 or 7 heat sinks per PPC if we were intending to just go like maximum fire rate on the PPC. We're not going to be able to do that here. But the mech's philosophy is we use the PPCs to snipe at range, but we really want to get up close and start beating people up with our really, really nice machine guns and flamers. And one thing I want to point out, because a lot of people doubt me on the flamers, if you see right here, heat damage is 0.5. That might not seem like a lot, but remember, a heat sink is 0.1. So 1 flamer has the heat capabilities of 5 heat sinks. So when you're under attack by these 2 flamers, it's basically as if 10 of your heat sinks are no longer functional. And if your mech has, and your mech wouldn't have less than 10 heat sinks, because that's how you get the 1.0 of cool. Like if we take all of these off real quick, you'll see that we have like we basically have like a 0.1 in cooling. and or 1.0 in cooling, and that's from your 10 built-in heat sinks. So these basically cancel your built-in heat sinks, and that's why it screws mechs over so bad. Alright, so I got us a nice assassination mission lined up, and that's because we have designed our new Rifleman to be very aggressive, like it wants to get up in your face, meaning a kind of hunter-killer mission isn't too bad for it. And in this mission, I decided to bring, well, the Legend Killer. It's going to be like the Rifle Bros, and like over here we got like, I kind of look like a Rifleman. All I need is the little spoiler on my head, and I'll blend right in, and then like, Kelgast is like, I'm here too. Oh, a lot of these videos are recorded in the future, so like, if you told, Mr. Kelgas, if you told me what your color scheme is, it's going to take like 3 episodes to take effect. Oh, looks like we get the old dropship entry again. So let's talk about the Rifleman Dao Breaker. So I did a little research on it, and I could neither confirm, oh, looks like, hold on a second, we got to change this up real quick. So I want them to be, I'm actually going to use 2 of them. The first one is going to be both PPCs group fire, the second one's going to be chain fire, and then the third one is just going to be all of these weapons together. And yeah, so I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not the Dao Breaker is part of the Capellan Mafia, because the Wikipedia page had nothing to say about it. That I can't, but how, okay, I will say one thing. It did mention that the mech was introduced in MechWarrior Online, part of their Solaris 7 DLC, so I think it is reasonable to assume that the CM decal on the mech does in fact refer to the Capellan Mafia, but it turns out that's the whole history of this mech. Instead, that means I just get to do some battlefield chatter, which is perfectly fine with me, because I often don't really get a chance to do battlefield chatter. Oh, we got our target right over here. Let me try to cross over. Maybe we can get... Actually, I'm going to just begin attacking. Ooh, double shots. So that's where the group fire comes in handy. We're able to focus both of our shots and try to get both of them right on the center torso. I'm going to center torso right there. Let's try to finish them off now. Right. There we go. And now we can... Actually, I think I'm going to clean this guy up over here. There we go. Very nice. And now we can lock on. And as you can see, like, we are gaining heat, but our 7 heat sinks are helping a lot to keep up with it. And like I said, like, oh gosh, what's shooting at me? Look at our armor though. Like, our armor is just like weathering it like a pro. It's like all of the. And so for a weak target like this, I can shoot in the chain fire, you know, just need to get a shot on him to finish him off, and then we can close the distance and do the big damage. I feel like my torso isn't twisting as fast as it should be. I'm not sure why that is. Like, I'm really, like, I might need to check my options. Sometimes your options get buggered up. No, I actually think that maybe that's actually just a issue with the Rifleman. Maybe I just didn't notice it because I don't fight in close combat that often with it. But I'll show you once we knock these guys out of here. So look at this, up and down, that's very reflexive. That's about what I would expect, but here I am. I'm shaking my mouse as quickly as possible left and right. That is how fast this mech is able to turn its torso, which is, I'm not sure if that is a intended feature. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so this is the ultimate way to test it. I'm going to swing the torso as far as it can go. Now I'm going to hit the C button. The C button causes my torso to snap forward. And there you go. I think that absolutely proves that this mech is just designed to have a slow torso rotation. I think that is actually a intended design feature of the Rifleman. Now, I have a good feeling that if you didn't like the other Rifleman designs, I have a strong feeling you will like this one, and that's because the double PPCs, they work really, really well. They feel really good, and like I said, for me, this is a very tried and true build. It is not, it's a design philosophy that I've used on many mechs, and yeah, it's just, you can just lay down this really nasty barrage. Lots of, like, strangely heavy tanks right now. How are those not hits? Like, why is his armor condition not changed? Now we can get in the close range and start messing these guys up front. You can see, bam! how quickly we are able to. Now, in close combat, though, this mech does play a little differently. What we do is we try to fire a little less aggressively with the PPCs. I'm still shooting them just to add in a little extra damage, but we're going to let the machine guns and the flamers do more of the talking. And by firing the two PPCs alternatingly, we're able to just thin out targets and then finish them off very easily like this. It's just a very bam, get rid of you, just like that. As long as I got a visual on them, let me see if I can hit this one. Boom! Boom! Mow them down with the machine guns. Boom! It just works. Like that's just the, I'm pretty sure that's like isn't that like a famous, wasn't that like Todd Howard's thing? It just works. Well, let me tell you, this design, it just works, but not in the Todd Howard way. Now, the key to making this mech work is you need to have the right philosophy, and the philosophy is to recognize that you're not a PPC sniping mech. Even though you got these two juicy PPCs, that is not what this mech is for. It is not like the Marauder. The Marauder is a PPC sniping mech. This mech is not, because it doesn't have the heat sinks to do that kind of a job. So you need to have the philosophy that the PPCs are here to wound enemies. They are here to, pick off some enemies on the approach. But honestly, our real damage actually comes from at least up close. Once we get up close, yeah, these machine guns and the flamers, they will out-damage the PPCs. And as you can see, we just mowed that guy down in moments. Easily defeated. This guy's out of here. Oh, we got some... Not the most agile of mechs, unfortunately, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and mow this guy down. Oh, yes. Where are the battle mechs at? I will feast on your robot flesh. These mechs are a little quick, so I'm probably not going to group fire. I'm probably just going to focus on the chain fire just to try to, get these clean shots. Look at his center torso's almost out of here. That's the hit right there. Turning around, swinging the guns. What is that over there? We got ourselves a little PPC, or not, I've said PPC so many times, I'm going crazy now. I need to get it. Zap! I didn't even need to get a lock on it with my computer. Where did he go? Come out! I need to feast on your robot flesh. Your juicy robot flesh, I need it. Where is it? Yes, come back. I will feast on your robot flesh. Ah, there we go. But yes, this kind of a setup, two PPCs and then some machine guns and flamers, it just works. And here is the damage report. No armor breaches at all. We got through a good amount of metal. I was hoping to fight some bigger mechs. We did go through that cataphract very quickly, though. So overall, a great mission. Anyways, there you go. The two Rifleman hero mechs. I think there's only two. So we got the Legend Killer and the Dao Breaker over here. And there is my off the rails, just kind of Fox custom. We'll call it the Rifleman FX for the Rifleman Fox. This is, if I were just to do whatever customization I want, this is probably what I would do, because I like to get in people's faces and pound the daylights out of them. Overall, like I said, that design philosophy, it just works really well, because unlike a lot of PPC mechs that they try to chintz on the heat sinks, we still don't have enough heat sinks for two PPCs, but we recognize it in the design philosophy, and we include some low heat, low weight weapons that allow for plenty of armor and enough heat sinks to allow us to temporarily engage even with both PPCs, and by the time we start overheating, we're in range to start switching to our machine guns and flamers. Anyways, let me know what you think of this design down in the comment section if you were a bit kind of I don't know what I think about this Rifleman. Here it is. And remember, this will work on the standard Rifleman because the douchebag is no different than an ordinary Rifleman. Anyways, like the video, gets entertaining. Subscribe for future MechWarrior 5 Heroes of the Sphere rags to riches content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.